What's going on, guys? My name is MC, and today I'll be bringing you the first ever Wi-Fi battle on my channel against the user Matthew. I forget if he had a channel or not. Before I get into everything, just want to say thank you to John, aka Pokemon, good friend of mine, amazing YouTuber, for recording this for me. Please go subscribe to him. He's also now uploading the Wi-Fi battles, uploading something with Pokemon Diamond, like a gamble lock. If you ever never heard of that, then go check that out too. Team Lock's on his channel. You guys probably heard of that. But yeah, so let's get right on into the teams. I am using well, I just picked random Pokemon that I liked, and I was just like, I'm gonna randomly IV breed these guys. All my guys are IV bred by me. All my items were gotten by me, so I only have one leftovers. One leftovers. It's on my Vaporeon. I have the Rocky Helmet on my Tangrowth. I have the Citrus Berry on my Dragonite, because it's more of a bulky Dragon Dancer. Ryu Nicholas has the Life Orb with the Trick Room, and my Chandelure is Choice Specs. And my Crocodile is Choice Scarf with Moxie. It's kind of like a late game sweeper. It actually does work this battle. You guys will see. My opponent is using a sticky web team. Now, usually, if you're facing a sticky web team, you either want to run the Rapid Spin or the Defog, or you're gonna have a problem on your hands. I do have a problem on my hands with it, but I do have the Trick Room, so I could also use it to my advantage, to get that up and then use one of my bulkier guys to sweep his team. Looking at his team, though, his Mega is probably the Aggron, so I have to be careful with that. Porygon 2 is going to be kind of a bitch to take down because it's really bulky. Garchomp is probably banded or scarfed, just because that makes the most sense. The Volcarona is a huge threat, and the Alakazam is either sashed or life orbed, in my opinion. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna think he's just gonna lead off with his Galvantula, so I'm gonna go with my with the Chandelure. Just because if he isn't sashed, then he might be afraid of my scarf. So we're gonna see how that happens. But he is gonna go with his Galvantula as his lead. It's kind of obvious. I'm gonna go with with Chandelure. I'm gonna go for the safe Fire Blast, as he does go for Stick Web, which is kind of a risky play because he could have easily not been sashed. But I'm just gonna go for the Fire Blast. I'm not gonna outspeed because I'm Specs, and he does not have the sash, so that was a really ballsy play by him. I guess he saw the Crocodile and was just like, this thing isn't scarfed. But now he's just gonna go into his P2. I can't take on a P2. P2 versus my Chandelure. He's obviously gonna win every time. I don't know what to predict. I guess kind of Discharge or the T-Wave. So I'm just going to go into my Tangrowth. I have the knockoff on this thing. I can knock off the Eviolite. It's going to be the best thing for me. But he's just going to go for Toxic. And I'm like, oh my god, P2 with Toxic. Probably Recover, probably Try Attack, and then Ice Beam maybe. So this thing is going to be a pain to take down. Now, I'm just going to go for knockoff. That was kind of obvious, but I really wanted to cripple that thing. And he's going to go into his Garchomp, which I guess he doesn't care if the item is knocked off it. He did actually have the Choice Scarf, which I guess is for if the opponent has Defog or Rapid Spin, and he gets it off, then he can still outspeed things. Which is, I guess, a good idea, but he's going to lock himself into Outrage here, and it's going to do nothing. Tangrowth is a bulky motherfucker, but I do have Rocky Helmet, which actually helps me here. Unfortunately, I do actually miss the Sleep Powder, so I can't really do anything here. I have to switch. I have to get the Regenerator. I'm just gonna go right on into my Vaporeon, which hopefully can take a hit kind of well. But you guys are gonna see that that is not the case at all. This Outrage is gonna do 60%, I want to say. Oh, it did more. It did like 70% almost. But that's a huge threat. So I have the leftovers on this thing now. He is confused, so I'm gonna go for I think the Scald on this turn. That or the Wish. I can't quite remember. No, I think I go for Wish, predicting his switch. Yeah. Now, judging by how he brought this thing in, he probably predicted Ice Beam. And now that this thing's on, I'm just going to go for Scald. I can try to get the burn. And if I do get the burn, it's going to really cripple this thing, unless it is the Rest Sleep Talk set, because I have actually seen this set a tiny bit. But you guys are going to see that it's not. He's just going to go for rocks here, which is kind of a pain to my team because I do have two things weak to rocks, and I don't have a spinner or defogger. But I'm just going to go for Scald. It's the safest play. I'm going to hope for burn. Here I don't get it, so I'm like, okay, maybe next turn. So I get the wish, and now I'm just gonna go for one more Scald. It's the best thing I can do, really. He's just gonna T-wave me, and I'm just like, okay, so this could possibly be annoying. The reason why the Scald isn't doing that much is because I don't think this Vaporeon has max IVs and special attack. It was a gift from Emblem Zero. And it has, I think, HP defense and special defense, and that's it. So it's kind of missing the speed and special attack. Not the most important things on a defensive Vaporeon, but it really would have helped there because this third Scald would have actually taken him out. But this is where the unfortunate part happens. Heavy Slam gonna take me down to about 100 HP. I want it to be at a decent amount of health because of the Volcarona. And I get paralyzed, so I'm just like, god damn it. So now on this turn, I should really just go for Wish, so I can be at, like, hopefully over half is my goal here. But he's going to go for Heavy Slam, bring me down to a very low amount of health. I'm just going to go for Wish. Next turn, I have to Protect because I can't outspeed him, so this is kind of a stally part. I guess what I could have done here is gone into Crocodile, and get the Wish and then just go for Earthquake repeatedly. That probably would have been the best play. But I guess I want a Vaporeon at a decent amount of health. I'm just going to get the Wish here, bring me back up to a very decent amount of health here. And I'm just going to go for the Scald on this turn, and I'm hopefully just going to take him out. He's just going to go for Heavy Slam, bring me down to, what, 120? Something like that? 116. Wow, this seems powerful. But I get paralyzed again. So I'm sitting here just like, god damn it, he's going to score a crit before I hit out of my paralysis when I actually have to. So we're going to repeat the process we did like 3 turns ago. We're going to go for Wish, we're going to go for 4 Protect, and we're going to hope that that is going to work this time. I get the Wish. I'm just thinking here, this would be the turn where I would get paralyzed on my Protect. But I don't have a choice. I have to go for it. Because 69. Walls. Just going to go for the Protect. I do actually get it off. So now, Heavy Slam, not going to work. Wish, bring me back up to green. Decent amount of health. I'm going to get my leftovers, and I'm going to go for Scald this turn. Will I hit the Scald? No. I'm going to have to go for Wish again. I'm just kidding, though. I do actually hit the Scald. Here's what you're going to see right about now. Scald gets hit. Finally take out this Aggron. My luck with the Scald burns is absolutely 0 on Wi-Fi right now. I think I've used the move about 10 times, but I've gotten a burn like none. And it's quite annoying, but he's just gonna go into Sun God. Ugh. Fuck. He's gonna go into Volcarona, and he's gonna go for Quiver Dance. And here I was thinking, like, he's gonna go for Scald. Just gonna go for Scald. It's the easiest play I can go for. But I get paralyzed. Now I'm thinking here, well, shit. I really don't have much of a choice here. I have to switch. I can't let him go +6 or I'm screwed. I go into Dragonite. And I take the rock, so I don't have the multi-scale. She's just gonna go for Bug Buzz. It's gonna do how much? It does about maybe half to me, but I do have the Citrus Berry because I don't have leftovers. So in this case, it does actually help me because I get up to a decent amount of health, and I can get critical damage on this guy with the Dragon Claw. He does have the Life Orb, so I'm hoping that my Chandelure can take it out after Dragon Claw. Unfortunately, he crits me, and I'm like there, I'm just like, oh my god, this battle just got much worse. Chandelure after +1 does about half to a Volcarona. I know that for a fact, so I'm pretty sure after Dragon Claw I could have taken him out. He's going to get greedy here, though. He probably doesn't have the HP Ground or something like that, or any move to really hit me. And I'm going to go for Fire Blast, and Payback is a bitch, because I'm going to get a crit. So, a crit for a crit there. In my opinion, it really didn't matter. I don't know for a fact, though. It really depends on if he had the Roost or not. But yeah, he's just going to go into his Garchomp here. I'm not taking an Earthquake. That's just not happening. I'm just going to go into Tangrowth. You can take that really well. It's going to do, like, 20 damage max, I think. After Rocks, I'm put at 118. Will it break 100? That is the question we all are wanting to know now. It did. it did 25 damage. So congratulations, Garchomp, you did a lot to me. I do get poisoned though, and I'm at about, I want to say, a third of my health, maybe a tiny bit more, maybe like I'm at about 40% of my health. I want to get off the sleep powder though, because I know that if I get off the sleep powder here and die to Toxic, then Crocodile can come in and just take him out with an Earthquake. I'll get the Moxie boost, and then I can proceed to sweep through his entire team. So that was my plan here. Go into Crocodile, and I'm looking at his max HP, and I'm thinking like, ooh, this is going to be a tricky one, because I do believe he outspeeds me after the Sticky Web, but he actually doesn't. Which, if he did outspeed me, which means he's running Adamant Choice Scarf, Jolly would have outsped me, and he might have actually been able to take me out here with an Outrage if he woken up. So that's kind of unfortunate for him. That's why you run Jolly. If you want to outspeed things, you run Adamant. If you want to get some KOs that you wouldn't normally get. But he's gonna go into P2 here, and this thing is gonna be a pain because I'm gonna go for Earthquake, and I just know this is my only chance I have to actually kill this thing. It's just too bulky. It's gonna do half. That's a +1 Earthquake off of Crocodile. That's pretty powerful. That did half. He's gonna go for Earthquake, and thank God I bred max IVs in everything that was important on my Crocodile. Max HP, defense, attack, special defense, and speed. All done by me. It's a pain, but it's useful. He's just gonna go into his Alakazam here, and he uses Disable, so I mean, like, +2 Disable coming up here. Earthquake is disabled. I'm just gonna go for the Struggle here, because the Struggle is real. Can I take him out with +2? Can I? It's going down. No. Crocodile goes down to the Struggle. Now, I'm assuming here he's actually Choice Specs. I'm guessing he just locked himself into Disable because he didn't really have a choice. If he went for anything else, I could have easily switched out. But I guess he could have gone for Shadow Ball. Yeah, I don't know what his plan was. But I do have the Energy Ball on my Ryu Nicholas. And that is going to be the game. It was, I think, a 3-0. It wasn't the best game, but it was pretty fun. I enjoyed this game. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed my first ever Wi-Fi battle, please comment, like, rate, and subscribe. My name is Septile MC, and check out my other videos if you want. And more Wi-Fi battles coming up soon. So yeah, peace out.